A scenario that can quickly turn into a nightmare when drugs are used to force sex. Known as chemical submission, the most common substances are so-called knockout drops, sleeping pills, or ecstasy. In France, dozens of men are currently standing trial for this crime, and more victims are speaking out publicly, including survivors like 63-year-old Anne. As a child, she was drugged and raped by her own father and other men for years.
You constantly feel in danger, like you're going crazy. For a child, the family is their entire world. I always thought it was my fault. I thought that I deserved it, that I was dirty and perverted. I really despised myself during my childhood, and I was also deteriorating health-wise. I had a lot of illnesses, and I was suicidal. At that time, I repeatedly tried to take my own life.
For legal reasons, Anne cannot reveal her last name, but it's important to her to publicly speak about what happened.
Gisele Pelicot semble émue.
Anne felt empowered by the strength displayed by Gisele Pelicot in her own rape trial. The 71-year-old survivor was drugged and raped by her now ex-husband and at least 70 other men for nearly 10 years. Her husband even filmed the assaults. Gisele Pelicot insisted on a public trial and that the videos be shown as evidence.
She's so courageous to be holding a public trial, which is rare in these cases. The whole world sees this beautiful, elegant woman with her head held high, despite being completely destroyed on the inside, as she has said. And now the shame, the horror, it's their burden, her husband and the other defendants. Finally, the shame is not with the victim, but with the rapists.
The Pelicot trial has also led to political changes. The French government has created a new commission on chemical submission. It's being chaired by Sandrine Josso, a member of parliament.
This is a very important moment. This is the first seminar on chemical submission in the National Assembly. There are doctors and many other people here today. We're heading in the right direction.
On avance, c'est important. Alors le problème que j'ai amené, c'est qu'on a dit, vous la question c'est et les cheveux.
Josso speaks about the newly founded commission from the Parliament building. Many people are hoping for greater societal awareness on rape culture.
Bravo, we need politicians like you. Politicians who aren't scared to speak up for women.
Ah, merci.
Oh, thank you, that's very kind. Thank you.
C'est adorable, merci beaucoup.
Have a nice day. The committee finally wants official numbers on cases of chemical submission and the possibility to quickly conduct blood tests. This is still very complicated in many parts of France. We should train doctors accordingly, and we need better laws to support the victims who are suffering in silence in finding some peace of mind and to heal. When you are raped, a part of you dies.
Sandrine Josso herself has also experienced this. A year ago, a senator poured ecstasy into her glass, she says. She barely managed to escape the situation. Together with other women and colleagues, Josso was debating how to strip the senator and anyone else accused of chemical submission of their honorary titles, as a warning. But she also gets targeted for her advocacy.
They want to intimidate me. Recently, I was at the train station. Suddenly, a man approached me and told me to leave the senator alone. But I have to defend myself, and I need to speak for all those who can't. The Pelicot trial needs to push our country forward.
Anne hopes that the statute of limitations on rape, currently 20 years in France, will finally be abolished, because it would have taken decades for her to build up the strength to take someone to court.
Because of the Pelicot trial, people are beginning to understand the extent of chemical submission. and that it happens to young people, even children. And that means there is no justification for a statute of limitations. I hope that my father is afraid. I want him to realise that times are changing.
Anne says that when the perpetrators are made accountable for their actions, their victims' wounds can finally heal.